Hello friends. Today's video is entitled, How to Be Ready on Time. Are you constantly embarrassed because you're running late? Are you late for family things? Are your children late for things they need to go to, including school? Is it starting to come back in form of feedback to you, or maybe you're being shunned? I mean, lots of things happen when we don't show the respect to other people because we're not on time. So how do you solve this problem? First, you have to admit that we do not have time sensitivity. Most of sidetracked people are not aware of time, or they misjudge time. They think that it takes 30 minutes to fold a 6-minute load of laundry, but they think that it takes 30 minutes to watch YouTube and it takes you 3.5 hours. So we don't have a good sense of time. So the number one thing we have to do is be aware of blocks of time. Morning, afternoon, evening. Let's say that you have to be, it's not the pandemic, and you have to be at your mother's house for Thanksgiving dinner at 2 o'clock on Thanksgiving Thursday. That morning, you've planned to have breakfast with your family at home and get your two dishes prepared for your mother's house, as well as watch the Thanksgiving Day parade. Okay, so that's what you planned, and you slept in because you didn't have to make the turkey, and it's 10 o'clock, and you make breakfast for your family and clean it up. Now it's 12, you have to be at your mother's in 2 hours, but you still think you have all the time in the world to make your two dishes. Let's say you're gonna make something simple, green bean casserole and a corn souffle. Okay, those are the two things that you have to bring. The green bean casserole takes you about 45 minutes from start to finish, and the corn souffle takes you about 45 minutes from start to finish. And you can bake them both at the same temperature in the oven. So you know ahead of time, if you know how long it takes, that it's going to take you 45 minutes to get it put together, baked, and out of the oven. So you have 2 hours left, but you think you have all the time in the world. So instead of making your food, you decide, well, no, you'll go ahead and make your food. So you get your food made, you get distracted. It's not ready at 12:45, it's ready at 1:15. You're a hot mess, your kids are a hot mess, you need a shower, so you decide to go take a shower. You take a shower and you blew your hair dry, and you wash your hair because it just felt dirty from all the last minute running around. So now you get out of the shower, you get your hair dried, you look at the clock, it's 5 minutes to 2 or even later. Your kids still haven't been dressed, and maybe some of them need to be bathed as well. That's how you get behind. So you end up at your mother's house at 3:30. Everybody's waiting to serve dinner at 2. You're embarrassed. You make some kind of excuse again, and you really don't even want to go do these things anymore because you're always late. So let's back up and do this again in a way that you're going to feel so proud of yourself and so happy. Number one, you want to make sure the day before or 2 days before that you have all the ingredients for anything you promised to bring to someone's house, and that your oven is working and those kinds of things, okay? Because if you discover that they're not, then you're going to need to make an alternate plan, okay? All right, so, and it's easy to say 2 days before Thanksgiving, Mom, I know I'm supposed to make the green bean casserole. My oven is broken. The man can't get here to fix it until after Thanksgiving. Can I make a tossed salad or a Jell-O salad, or can I make something else? Can we switch something out? I'm so sorry. Of course, she won't mind. But if you show up at her house with a Jell-O salad when you promised to bring green bean casserole, she's not going to be too happy. Okay, she might not say anything, but she won't be too happy. All right, so make sure you have everything that you need. You know what you're going to wear. You know what your children are going to wear. Your husband knows what he's going to wear. All those things are clean. And you have a schedule for Thanksgiving Day. Even though you are not preparing the main meal and don't have to coordinate very many things, don't get overconfident. You need a schedule. So let's say that you do want to watch the Thanksgiving Day parade with your children, and you do want to have a breakfast casserole or cinnamon rolls or something that you like to have as a tradition on Thanksgiving morning. And you need to get dressed in time and have your meals ready and cooked, or your parts that you're bringing of the meal ready and cooked and ready to transport at let's say your mother lives 20 minutes away, so you have to be there at 2, you're going to leave at 1:30, giving yourself 10 minutes extra, okay? So that means you're leaving at 1:30. We're going to go backwards. This is how we do FlyLady. We already start at the end and go backwards, and we deconstruct the day so we know what to do. So you're leaving at 1:30. Everybody needs to be dressed and ready to get in the car at 1:30. If everyone's had their bath the night before and their hair's clean, you just have to make sure they look good and get them in their clothes at 1 o'clock, your children, so that you can, and have their shoes, everything ready to go, so that 1 o'clock they start getting dressed. You have to be dressed before you get your children dressed if you have children. So you need to start getting ready at 12:30. Again, you've already had your shower, your hair is washed and clean. If you need to curl your hair, maybe at 12:15, okay? With hot curls, you know, something like that. All right, so let's say 12:15. Okay, I don't know really what time the Thanksgiving Day parade is in your area or whatever it is you're going to watch on television together, but you've got to plan that in. Maybe you're not going to be able to watch the whole thing. You want the meal to be, the food to be warm when you take it to your mother's. So you arrange to have it all ready to go so that it comes out of the oven as you're leaving the house at 1:30 or 1:25. You can get it wrapped up in towels or put in your containers or whatever it is at 1:25. So that means if it takes 30 minutes to bake it, it needs to be put in the oven at 12:55. You follow me on this? Okay, that means that you need to prepare it probably at 12, so you make sure it's all ready to go. You don't have to put it in the oven yet, but it's ready to go into the oven, maybe 12, maybe 12:15. You've gotten it all ready. You're able to clean up your kitchen. You just have these 2 pans going in the oven, coming out, wrapping them up, putting them in the car. Getting the kids in the car, you're dressed, your husband's dressed, your kitchen's clean, life is good. Okay, so we're going to go backwards from here. So let's say 12:55, you put them in the oven. So we're going to go a little bit further backwards. We're enjoying the let's just say we're watching the parade, okay? And let's say at 10 o'clock, we want to have breakfast at 10 because we're not going to eat till 2. So the kids are going to get hungry. You might even have a snack between 10 and 2 for your children, maybe yourself. A lot of times when you go to someone's home and they know dinner's at 2, everybody's hungry, they'll have some little crudités and things out for you that you can nibble on. But in the meantime, you're going to serve your breakfast casserole at 10. Well, that means you can't be putting it together at 10. You're going to serve it at 10. So either you prepared it the night before and it's in the fridge ready to come out and go in the oven at 9:30 or 9:15, however long it takes, so it comes out on time and you've got coffee and all this and you can enjoy it and put it all away, or your cinnamon rolls or whatever it is. So you see how it goes backwards, backwards, backwards. So you can't sleep in to 10 and then lounge around because you don't have to be at your mother's till 2. That is a misconception. You have all these little things to do all day. So, and I know this has not, we're not anywhere near Thanksgiving, but I think this is the same for birthdays or anything, 4th of July parties, anything that you're going to be going to, especially now that we're reacclimating ourselves to social adeptness. How's that for a mouthful? So, you're putting that breakfast casserole in the oven at 9:15 so it can be ready in 45 minutes at 10. That means that it was prepared the night before or you prepared it that morning. If you need to prepare it that morning, you need to get up at about 8 to get everything together, to put it together and have time for coffee. And maybe you're going to do your morning routine, make your bed, wash your face, moisturize your skin, all that. So you can back it all up and find out what time you need to get up and you're actually on a schedule. And it might help, actually it will help, to write it down so you know what time each thing happens. And you can even set an alarm for the very next thing, or say, Siri, set my alarm for 10:15. Siri, set my alarm for 11 o'clock. Siri, set my, and you have all these things. It doesn't mean that you have to live like a little soldier. It means this is going to be a smooth flow for you and you're not going to live like a crazy woman. I would much rather have a smooth flow than live like a crazy woman and feel so embarrassed at what happens in the end. Okay? So this is what you do for everything. If you're going to throw a birthday party at your house, How complex is it? What do you need to do? Start at the end and back it all the way up to for when you get up in the morning, and know how long things take. That's why I tell you all the time, time it. See how long it takes you, because you have a false sense of how long things take. Some things take longer, some things take less time. You also want to have a clean home as you go so that you're not overwhelmed when the people show up or when you return back home. So start at the end and deconstruct it, and then put times on it and do it that way until you get good at it. You'll be able to do Thanksgiving dinner. You'll be able to have people over for meals, to play games, for birthday parties. You'll be on time for places and look presentable, and your family will look presentable, and you will come with whatever it is you promised to bring. To me, that is just like the rudest thing, when someone brings something that they weren't asked to bring instead of the thing they were asked to bring. So let's say that I ask you to bring the pumpkin pie, and you say, oh, I make great pumpkin pies, I'll make 2 pumpkin pies. So I'm planning on pumpkin pie from you. I might have a pecan pie, or a cheesecake or something like that for dessert. And I've got all my other things all sorted out. People know what they're bringing. And then if everybody comes and it's just a potluck, then we don't have Thanksgiving dinner. We might have 4 green bean casseroles and no pumpkin pie. That's very frustrating. And so don't be that person. Always say what you're going to do and do what you have said you're going to do. Always complete your promise. And always, always remember that while you're doing all this, you are beautiful. So be beautiful.